Well, 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 what do we got here? Welcome back, troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. So, my brother-in-law's parents forwarded a message to my sister saying they have 2 mystery guitars that they want to sell. They don't know if they're worth anything or not, but it's kind of a fun little backstory that my brother-in-law, I was actually friends with his brother throughout high school, and we actually bought a guitar together that was his starter, like, Stratocaster guitar. We went out into the middle of nowhere, kind of just to this random house. We weren't even sure if we were gonna make it. It was a really sketchy situation, but he ended up getting that guitar. He never really learned, so I'm kind of curious if one of these might be it. So this is kind of like a review and demo and just a mystery guitar video. It could be a lot of fun. It could just be a bunch of crappy guitars. But hey, our first unboxing here. Oh, it's not starting off so good. Alright, it appears we have, it looks like some sort of acoustic guitar, but it looks like nylon strings, and it's got the nylon string style, so I guess this is a classical guitar. It's a Blue Burst. I like the finish job on it. Looks like 100% handmade crescent. This looks like a $30 Walmart guitar to me. Oh man, look at this action. That's awful. Yeah, I don't think we have a gold mine here, guys. We've got a scarf joint. Looks like another scarf joint. The heel is just coming off the guitar. Yeah, I think it's pretty well safe to say this thing's just garbage, but I'll at least figure out what crescent is and we can fill ourselves in on that, clean it up. It's pretty much just a parts guitar. No dice on this one. Now this one, I'm hoping it's that Stratocaster. It says Fender on it, so maybe it'll be a little bit better than that thing. Let's go ahead and open it up. Ooh. All right. This is looking a little bit better. Man, look at how dusty this thing is. I know the GoPro doesn't have great quality, but that's like almost an inch of dust on there. Well, it appears somebody played this thing. I mean, look at the fretwear on that. That's pretty impressive. And it's an actual Fender, not a Squier or anything. Looks like, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it, but it says Fender DG14STF. I don't suspect that this is American made or anything, but it seems like at least a quality. I think this is what, the Dreadnought style guitar. It's got that line going up the back. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably a spruce top. That looks like mahogany to me, but this thing definitely needs a quick cleanup. I like the neck on this. There's actually legit finish wear made in Korea. So if I had to put a rough estimated guess, I'd say this is like a $100 to a $200 guitar. The action's not too bad, but it looks like, yeah, we might need a slight truss rod adjustment if we have one. Yep, we got one. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw these on the workbench and I'll clean them up. Alright, now we've got it all cleaned up and looking respectable. I found a bunch of other hidden damage that I didn't see before. Like right up here, I believe that is a crack. I've never really been good at telling what's a crack, what's been repaired, and what's not. I don't necessarily, well, maybe it's flexing just a little bit. So there goes a bunch of the value to this one. It also seems like there's a small one starting right here too. This thing was just stored away in a closet, but somebody at one point in time loved it. I mean, look, they picked straight through the finish right here. That's crazy. Usually these lower end models, I don't see them get so much love. Unfortunately, the serial number on these Korean made instruments, they're not very helpful. Essentially, that serial number could mean anything from 1988 through 1996. So who knows when this thing was made. But I did find it is a solid spruce top and surprisingly a laminated maple back and sides. Now, I'm pretty garbage at identifying wood, but this doesn't really look like maple to me. I think it's just the stain they put on it. They did a good job at making it look like something else anyways. So I was able to polish off some of the dirt and grime back here, and there is some nice slight figuring in it around these edges. The saddle is made of urea, or U-R-E-A. I've never heard of that before, but that's what the specs call it, and it is a rosewood bridge. Now, luckily, I'm not seeing any lifting, so at least we're spared from that. And then the fretboard is supposed to be rosewood, so that's a nice little spec right here. But you can see somebody's fingernails definitely kind of divoted into the wood. It's almost like they stained the wood a different color, and then they kind of pick through the stain, because you can't really feel that so much, except for right here you can feel it a little bit. But even after being cleaned up, you can still see the remnants of that. The second fret definitely has considerable wear to it. The other frets, yeah, it's got some flattening, but nowhere near as bad as that second. So it was definitely like a cowboy cord type thing. I tightened up the tuners, cleaned off the headstock. You just have a Fender gold silk screen. You get a 1.68 inch nut width, which increases to 2.06 at the 12th. First fret neck depth, 0.88. And at the 11th fret, 1.02. As far as the strings go, I wasn't given any type of budget to replace them, so all I did was I took them off and I did a little bit of a steel wool treatment. Yeah, people might call me cheap for doing it, but at least makes them look a little bit better if you don't have other strings. It gets all the gunk off of your fingers and stuff. It seemed to work okay into getting these at least looking presentable and feeling a lot better. I adjusted the neck, so I mean it's pretty well straight now. It actually sounds pretty good, so I mean, did this guitar really deserve the time that I gave to it? Financially, no, but it was a lot of fun to do it. See, the back, once again, it is maple. I guess the more and more I look at it, the more and more I believe it. But it's heavily scratched up. This is a pretty deep one. Maybe if you get a mahogany stain touch-up pen, that would look better. And then I was surprised to find that this neck is made of something called NATO. I've never heard of a NATO neck. I've heard of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, but not the Mora tree wood. Yeah, so I guess it's a NATO wood. And it says made in Korea on the back, and you've just got your generic cheapy tuners. You can see there's some very light finish separation by the heel. I don't believe it's lifting or anything. Sometimes that'll just happen. That's this one done. Let's go ahead and take a look at that other one. Man, I would take the time to clean this up, but this is even further of a basket case than I had originally thought. These were just cheapy guitars, probably made at Walmart for 40 bucks. Not only is the neck lifting off of the body, but as soon as I put it on my workbench, I was like, there's something else horribly wrong. Do you guys see this? That is sitting flat on my workbench. So not only is it ripping off the body, but there's actually a huge twist to the neck too. That tells me I bet somebody put steel strings on this at one point in time, and it's intended for classical strings, the nylon ones. This is just kind of a, if you want to learn how to do like a neck reset or steam out a twist in a neck, it might be a candidate for that, but other than that, you might be able to take the tuners off and recycle them for something. If that wasn't bad enough, the fretboard's actually slightly lifting off the neck too. And even if the neck was set back in correctly, the action would just be ridiculous because your bridge is also lifting. I don't think I've met another guitar with so many issues. So even a cheapy guitar like this has a purpose in life, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do. It's maybe worth $5. Well, I hope you troglodytes enjoyed this rather different episode today where we looked at 2 acoustic guitars. One was way more trouble than it was worth, but I think we brought this old Fender back from the dead. Somebody liked playing this, and I can tell why. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's definitely playable. The action is actually really nice all the way up through the 12th fret. I didn't have any issues holding down chords up here or anything. So it's not just a cowboy chord player. It's got pretty good projection. But I wouldn't really call this like a full-on review of this model or anything. It's just me helping out a family member. So if you are interested in any of these guitars, I don't think I'm really gonna list them online for sale. I just list them locally, $100 for the pair or something. But if you want to cover shipping and shipping materials and stuff, I guess I can send it out to you if you really want it. All right, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.